Imagine a weapon so powerful that pressing a single button wouldn't just end a war, it would end the world itself. In the 1950s, one scientist actually tried to build exactly that. This is the story of Project Sundial, a bomb that would make every nuclear weapon ever built look like a firecracker. To understand just how insane this idea was, we need to start with what we already know about destruction. When World War II ended in 1945, the atomic bombs dropped on Japan seemed like the ultimate weapon. Each one could level an entire city and killed over 100,000 people instantly. But within just a few years, these world-ending weapons became yesterday's news. The 1950s brought changes so rapid that a person born in 1905 would witness humanity go from horse-drawn carriages to nuclear annihilation. When the Soviet Union detonated their first atomic bomb in 1949, the nuclear arms race began. Suddenly, having just one bomb wasn't enough. You needed hundreds, then thousands. Enter Edward Teller, a brilliant physicist who helped create the atomic bomb. But for Teller, even the hydrogen bomb, 1,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima, wasn't enough. Teller believed that true security came through overwhelming force. His logic was simple: build a weapon so terrifying that no one would dare attack you. But his definition of overwhelming was about to break everyone's imagination. The hydrogen bomb worked by using a regular atomic bomb just to ignite a fusion reaction, like using dynamite to start a forest fire. When America tested its first H-bomb in 1952, it vaporized an entire island. Most scientists were horrified by this level of destruction, but Teller celebrated. He had proven that there was no upper limit to how powerful these weapons could become, and that gave him a terrifying idea. Project Sundial wasn't just another bomb, it was designed to be the final bomb. With the explosive power of 10 billion tons of TNT, it would end the nuclear arms race by making all other weapons irrelevant. To understand Sundial's power, imagine stacking TNT. The Hiroshima bomb equaled 15,000 tons of explosives. That's a cube of TNT about 100 feet on each side. Sundial would equal a cube of TNT 13 times taller than the Great Pyramid of Giza. It represented more explosive power than every bomb dropped in World War II, multiplied by 3,000. Here's where Sundial gets truly bizarre. It wouldn't be dropped on enemies. Since it would destroy the entire world anyway, Teller proposed keeping it in America's backyard as the ultimate deterrent. The logic was insane but internally consistent. Attack us or our allies, and we'll destroy the world, including ourselves. It was mutually assured destruction taken to its absolute extreme. Most details about Sundial remain classified, but we know it would have been enormous, weighing at least 2,000 tons, as massive as a freight train stretching nearly 3 football fields. Let's simulate what would happen if Sundial was detonated. For our thought experiment, we'll place it in Nevada and step through the most terrifying 60 seconds in human history. At the moment of detonation, a fireball of pure energy would appear, 50 kilometers across, larger than most people can see to the horizon. For a brief moment, it would be as hot as the core of the sun. Everything within 400 kilometers would instantly catch fire. Trees, houses, people, all ignited at the speed of light. The energy would be so intense that the horizon itself would curve away from the blast. Then comes the shockwave. The atmosphere above the explosion would be violently shot into space, creating a magnitude 9 earthquake that would shake the entire North American continent. The sound would reverberate around the world multiple times. North American forests would burn, adding their smoke to the bomb's radioactive fallout, creating toxic death clouds that would shroud the planet. This would trigger an apocalyptic nuclear winter. Global temperatures would plummet by 10 degrees Celsius. Most water sources would become contaminated, and crops would fail everywhere on Earth. Sundial wouldn't just be a weapon, it would be the end of human civilization. Most people on Earth would die, not from the blast itself, but from the global environmental collapse that followed. Fortunately, when Teller presented Sundial to government officials and fellow scientists in 1954, their reaction was immediate and unanimous. This was insane, even by nuclear weapon standards. The US military, despite wanting the most powerful weapons possible, realized that Sundial had a fatal flaw. It offered no flexibility. You can't threaten to end the world over a minor border dispute. Scientists were appalled by the project's implications. Even researchers who had worked on previous nuclear weapons drew the line at building a device that would commit genocide against the entire human species. But here's the uncomfortable truth. While humanity never built one world-ending bomb, we built something arguably worse: tens of thousands of smaller nuclear weapons scattered across the globe. At the height of the Cold War, humanity possessed over 70,000 nuclear weapons. Instead of one apocalypse button, we had thousands of smaller ones, each capable of destroying a city. Today, 9 countries still maintain about 12,000 nuclear weapons, enough to destroy human civilization several times over. We never built Sundial, but we built something functionally similar. In some ways, our current system is more dangerous than Sundial would have been. Smaller weapons seem more usable, which paradoxically makes them more likely to be used. The terrifying reality is that using even a small nuclear weapon could trigger a chain reaction of retaliation, escalating into the very global catastrophe that Sundial was designed to cause. Today, as global tensions rise and new nuclear powers emerge, we may be entering another arms race. China is expanding its arsenal, while the US plans to spend $1 trillion modernizing its weapons. If an alien visited Earth, they might wonder why an intelligent species would keep thousands of civilization-ending weapons on hair-trigger alert, ready to destroy themselves at a moment's notice. Teller's dream of ending the arms race through ultimate power failed, but it raises a question we still face. Is our security really enhanced by the ability to destroy everything we're trying to protect? Project Sundial reminds us that the pursuit of absolute security through absolute power is not just impractical, it's fundamentally self-defeating. True security might require a different approach entirely. We stand at a crossroads. We can continue down the path Teller started, building ever more powerful weapons, or we can choose a different future, one where our survival doesn't depend on the threat of mutual annihilation. The story of Project Sundial isn't just history, it's a warning about the dangers of pursuing security through fear. What do you think? Can humanity find a better way forward? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more stories about science, history, and the choices that shape our world.